This thing working now? Holy crap, that took forever to figure out. Don't know what happened. Hopefully it's working now. We can get off this. This thing working now? Okay, it is. Okay. The audio problems hopefully have ended. Don't know what was going on there. Still not particularly good at this, but we'll figure it out as we go on. If I remember correctly, we fixed the class that we were going with. We changed it. We're no longer multi-classing into Monk. We're just going straight on. I think we went Arcane Trickster, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we're just going straight on Rogue for now, and we're going to rest up before we do any other major fights. Because it'll just be a lot safer that way than doing something else. I think there were some people who wanted to talk, though.
Will's brows furrow as your minds connect. He sees the burning embers of Joaquin's rest, then Floric's face as she tells you of Ravengard's abduction.
Hells. Older Ravengard's been taken.
Yep. My people set fire to the fucking place.
Then we need to seek him out and get him to safety. You see, Grand Duke Ravengard is my father.
Dun dun dun.
I know I haven't said. Our relation was no matter of pride, not least for him.
Then the choice is clear. We should rescue Duke Ravengard.
Thank you. That means a lot. But I wonder, what makes a Duke of Baldur's Gate so interesting to the Drow? Even the houses of Menzo Baranzan would have little use for my father. No, this is no Drow plot. These absolute nutters, these true souls are behind his abduction. His absence alone will sow chaos in the city. If they were to infect him, he could lead Baldur's Gate to ruin. All the more reason to find him. The Absolute has seized not just my father, but the future of the Sword Coast.
You shouldn't keep secrets like this from me, Will.
I know. And you're right.
It's important for us to know.
My story is one of two men. The Blade of Frontiers. A man hunting the fiends who prey on the weak and claw at the coast. And Will Ravengard. The memory of a memory. A man who belongs to the past. I wanted you to know the Blade, not the shadow he left behind.
Ah, Trent, you made it. You missed literally nothing if you're just getting here now. I had to fix an audio issue at the beginning. That's what you missed. My mic just wasn't going. So, that's all. Which was funny, because I did mention while it wasn't working that unfortunately today is going to be a bit of a shorter stream because we're doing construction on the basement currently. So, we're going to go for a couple hours, but not too long today. Normally we do 4. We're probably going to do about half of that. So, a bit less than normal. Also, we fixed the class from last time. We were going to go that monk rogue route, but we've now just gone full on rogue. So hopefully that'll be better for us. Because that way we'll be able to use everything that we need.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Astarion. Dun dun dun, the
It's not what it
reveal.
looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
The hunter in the swamp was right. You're a vampire spawn. How could you exactly? Gotta love audio issues. Fine with me. I'm remodeling my dad's house on my days off. Yeah, remodeling and stuff like that takes a lot of work because you got to do the tear down, you got to do everything else, the rebuild. Got to get rid of all the stuff that you tear down and get rid of. Like it's a lot of work.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer. Fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
Why didn't you tell me?
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me. And you can trust me.
Not to mention refurnishing the house as well. The old furniture is nasty. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it really depends, right? Like when the furniture was bought. I know some of the older members of my family have some, or had some gross furniture back in the day when I was really young. Some gross shit.
Thank you. Do you think you could trust me just a little further? I only need a taste. I swear.
Yeah, well, we're gonna feed him. It's only best to feed him.
Of course. Not one drop more. Let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
Now, I did say that, old furniture can get nasty, but there are some old furniture that,
It's like a shard of ice into your neck, a quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
old furniture that does get better with age, like more comfortable as time moves on, as like, you wear down the toughness of like the original leather and shit like that. As time goes on, it happens, It happens when you let your dog do their business on the furniture, but it's also not new furniture. Well, I mean, new furniture, there's a lot of shitty new furniture. Alright, let's get him off of us. Persuasion, because our strength is not very high. Nah, I'm not gonna... Actually, you know what? Charm Person just gives us advantage.
Oh, of course. That was amazing. My mind is finally clear. I feel strong. I feel happy.
Looking forward to seeing you fight.
Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing. Now, if you'll excuse me, you're invigorating, but I need something more filling. This is a gift, you know. I won't forget it.
You watch as he stalks off, stronger, more confident, ready to hunt.
And just like that, every female player who likes playing this game chose Astarion. I don't know why, but some people really like vampires. I'm more of a werewolf kind of guy. Just something more fun about werewolves to me than vampires. But I don't know. Some people might disagree with that. Bloodless. -1 to attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Facts. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. I don't know why, but people really, really, really like their vampires. It's just a thing people like. At each to their own. If you like vampires, she can have one more spell equipped. Prayer of Healing. How many level 1s or level 2 spots do we have left? I'm a djinn guy. Giving visions and hallucinations can be crazy powerful. Yeah, listen, the supernatural is always fun. What am I looking for here? New spell to add. I don't really think there's that much. Enhance ability's not bad, but everything concentration. I think command will just be good to have in case we find a weapon we want. Okay. Alright, we just killed these guys and took the iron flask from them. That's what they get. Should have helped with the Knoll fight. I forgot how like sketchy that Knoll fight was for us. We almost lost. Alchemist Fire. I should pick up the Alchemist Fire because it's pretty good. Loved the show. Heard they might be coming out with a new season. Supernatural, that is. Listen, I would love to get into Supernatural, but it's got precisely 8 million seasons, and I just don't have that time. That would be me effectively watching another Critical Role, and I don't know if I can do that. I'm already watching One Piece, and, you know, like, there's so much to have to watch. There's other shows, like, I'm currently finishing up Better Call Saul as well, which is part of the Breaking Bad, like, verse. So there's just a ton of stuff that I've had to watch. And Supernatural is one of those things on my list. My mom's like, oh, I want to watch Supernatural. I'm like, well, I'm not watching that with you. That is a very, very long commitment. Should stay out of the acid. I would like to get into it, though, because Jensen Ackles is in it. And that's kind of his breakout role, right? Like, Jensen Ackles. So, not to mention, it's got a bunch of stuff that I know I like. Like literally the supernatural aspect of it all. So, you know, I would eventually like to give that a go. True, you're not wrong there. Yeah, because it's so long. Another one of those shows that I wish that I could get into, but it's just so long, is Doctor Who. There's just so much with, like, all of the Doctor Who stuff. And I would love to get into it because I've seen a lot of clips from it, and, like, that some of it looks really interesting to me. But then, on the other hand, I'm like, there's just way too much here. Basically, shows that started in the early 2000s, if you didn't get into them back then and stick with it, you realistically have a bitch of a time staying connected to it now. 15 seasons for Supernatural. That's insane. And are they all, like, the same episode lengths? Like, because that would be crazy. Okay. So we've done most of the fights up here. And now we've done the fights there. We killed these guys. Right? Did we kill these guys yet? I feel like we did. I mean, they're right here. We can go check. I feel like we did. I can't believe that show stayed on for so long. Like, 15 seasons, that's a rarity. That's like a comedy show. I can only think of one other show that has 15 seasons. Yeah, most of them are 23 episode seasons. Jeez. They committed. They committed hard. And when people like that are a part of a show for that long, right? Like, that's all they do. Like, that's their career. The fact that they're like stuck in one show for so long is crazy. 327 episodes in total. Holy smokes. That's a lot. That's a commitment right there. Bless you. I don't know if you guys heard someone sneeze off in the distance, but they did. Okay, there's nothing in these crates. Worthless crates. There's still poison in here? You're supposed to go away. come on. Can we, like, get rid of it with fire? Let's burn away the poison. It did not work. Yeah, it was hard for Tom Welling to get another job after he spent 10 years doing Smallville playing Superman. That's true. That's a show that I also never got into, but I totally could have because it was Superman related. Yeah, all those shows were going on, and I was only like, I was super young in the early 2000s, so I wasn't able to watch a lot of those shows. So that's why, like, shows like Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and stuff like that, I had to catch up on later because I was a kid. My parents watched Sopranos when it came out, and they were obsessed with it. And then my mom was so hyped when she was like, "You're gonna watch Sopranos?" I was like, "Yeah." So she watched the entire thing with me, which was shocking. And then she watched all of Breaking Bad with me too, which was also fun. She was a very... I didn't pick any of this stuff up, though. Holy crap. It was slow going watching Breaking Bad, though. Hence why I'm watching Better Call Saul by myself, because now I can fly through it. I'm already done. I'm on season 5 of 6 already for that show, which is nice. It's almost done. And then I'm basically done with the Breaking Bad universe, which is admittedly a little bit upsetting, because it's been a ton of fun so far. But all things must come to an end. We could go mess up the Zent. We could mess up them. We killed the Red Caps already, right? So that's not even a fight we have to worry about. We could go down here, but I remember that fight being a pain in the ass. And I might want to get Gale to level 5 before we worry about that. I think the Zent is the right place to go. I've not seen any of the Breaking Bad universe. It's fascinating. Because when you start it, you don't think it's part of a universe. But as time moves on, you realize, oh, there's a ton of shows and movies connected to this. It's kind of crazy. Well, one movie, but I feel like they're going to make more. Which hopefully they do, because it's been fun. Did we not free this guy?
You. The way you handled Zaris. You're not one of her thugs. You need to buy me.
I thought we freed him already. Sure, how much do you cost?
You were rather quick to agree, but all the wiser for it. For the return of her prize artist, my patron will measure her gratitude in gold. Tenfold whatever ransom these clods try to squeeze from you, I guarantee it.
I'll see how much they're asking for you.
I hope you have the means. These Zent have seen my work. They won't let me. Please, speak to Brem. I need to see the sun again.
That's a dark implication. He's been down here for so long, he doesn't know what the sun's like.
Something I can help you with?
I'm here to buy a prisoner.
You've got that kind of dosh lying about.
You're insane if you think I'm gonna be paying that much. Guidance. No charm. Yeah, we didn't even need the guidance. No guidance is necessary here.
Alright, so maybe I was fishing. No fooling you.
How much do we have? I feel like 600 is reasonable. The Zenturum, however you spell it. Won't be happy you opened the case you got from the Null attack. But you probably already know. Yeah. It's about to go down, believe me. That's why we're selling some stuff. This will be the last time we're able to sell a lot of stuff to these guys. Anything not worth keeping. What is this ring? The flinging ring. Absolutely reasonable. Yeah. Hey man, they deserve to die. They're slave owners. Sell them the iron flask. Honestly, I think for now that's good. It's probably very good. What's this thing? It's from the Knolls. How much they ask? 70? Okay. And he doesn't have any food or nothing. Okay, well, unfortunately we'll be able to get their rare items, though. I mean, I feel like a lot of the same stuff just plays out later on in the later game, too, like where you have to fight them and they have the iron flask.
He's all yours.
So, better to kill them
Don't
now.
forget to feed him. He boils something proper.
Alrighty, we freed this man.
I can't say I've ever been bought before. How much did I fetch? No, don't tell me. There's nothing so depressing as learning one's true value. Well, you should at least know what you've paid for. I am the Oscar Fevras, at your service.
At my service. I've never heard of you. I'm Tav.
A genuine pleasure. I'm in your debt, as is my patron. My betrothed, I should say. Assuming Lady Janeth still wishes to marry me after our little, falling out.
I'm going to regret asking this question, I can tell. But who's Lady Janeth? Makes sense that I've played more than you, yeah. I've played this game quite a lot. I feel like most of the good stuff that you get, you pick up in, like, Act 2. You can basically carry for the rest of the campaign. Or the rest of the game.
A noble woman of passion, refinement, and, as it turns out, quite ferocious temper. The latter I learned only after the engagement, when I told her I was in love with someone else. I made a timely retreat into the countryside, to paint and clear my head. To choose, I suppose.
A truly horrifying dilemma.
Indeed. One to split the very soul. But I dare not dwell on it any longer, lest I weep. And we have your reward to consider, once I have made my way safely back to the city. Say, I don't suppose you could spare some coin, could you? Ease the discomforts of the road some.
I feel like it helps him survive. But I don't recall. He's one of the few quest lines I don't remember. But I'll give him 200 anyway.
To the hilt. Seek me out in the city, truly. Beneath my brush, you'll live forever. Until Baldur's Gate, then.
Yeah. He needs to get out. And now, all of them, I could put a couple barrels down. Damn, first you buy him, then he begs for money. Yeah, some people, man, they just keep on asking for stuff. They never give anything back. Is that a barrel? Smoke powder barrel. Honestly, just killing all of these guys right here is going to be super helpful. So we're just going to back up a little bit. And say goodbye to the Zent. That didn't do anything. It didn't even start a fight. That's deeply upsetting. Where did they all go? What is happening? I've never seen this happen before.
Is that blood?
That is concerning. Very, very concerning. That did not go well. We might have to send our invisible closet up to check things out. Because they all just ran away. Ran out the back door. There's no way.
Might be worth a look.
I am summoning the closet. I cannot accept that. Oh, good. They're all actually back here. That is insane.
All right, what now?
But yeah. Except they've made a bit of a mistake because 3 of them are standing on a really bad spot. Okay.
Very well.
Now we start to fight.
This calls for careful footwork.
Hopefully, someone's within range to die. Wow. It does not look like it. We're not going to have an easy night. I can tell already. Run through the fire. Excellent. More damage, less problem. Eventually they might run into a bad spot and we'll be able to really screw them over here. She doesn't have anything to throw. I don't think they can set off their traps. I wish they could. Like, I don't understand how this trap works. If it would let me examine it. Examine. Strong trap. Piercing. It's weak to fire. So maybe I can actually set it on fire. Any scrolls? There's a whole list of them down here. I don't think any of them will serve us at the moment. She could throw the alchemist fire, though.
Find a route.
Let's see here. It won't let her throw them. That's terrible. Alright. I just want to see if this will work. I don't believe we have any firebolt or fireball scrolls, but we can set off their traps on them. Sick. More fire damage, sucker. And you get one more bout of it as well. No, you get to avoid it. I mean, honestly, as long as we can funnel them, I feel like we're in a good spot. There's spiritual weapon. That's what we were looking for. And that was luckily a bonus action. So we can do some like guiding bolt to Jarg here. Good. He's almost dead. Huge. I'm still invisible to these people, which is nice. That's an insanely bad dash. And Gale doesn't get his turn. But he can Misty Step. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Is Shovel just not in combat? Do 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 do. I kind of wish Shovel could push. What else can Shovel do? What can Shovel do? I just love the idea that I'm able to do this with Shovel. What is this? What is this barrel? Nothing in this barrel? Damn. If he could just push this guy, that would be awesome. But it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Just claw her. Hell yeah. Get him! So that's Gale's turn. He's not going to do anything. Just going to give him more cover. Whack time. I don't believe he can place barrels, which would have been hilarious, but I don't believe he can. Because I don't think he has an inventory slot. Yeah. Oh well. He's a distraction. That's all he's needed for at the moment. And he just gives me advantage. Or he gives me sneak attack. Which is huge, because Sayers could be a problem. But they're dead now. No. Oh, I keep calling him Shovel. It's Fork. He's Fork now. Oh god, Alchemist Fire. Yeah, you hear the banging? The banging's the reconstruction process. Which is alright, that's fine. How far can she jump? Very far. Alright, Karlach. Time to do what Karlach do best. We will. I don't know if you can use, because we have the crossbow, right? We don't have the actual thing. Oh, damn. Time to do what you do best. Apparently that's miss. Can the crossbow use other types of arrows? Because that will change up a lot of what we're doing. For sure. She has spiritual weapon up, so I'd rather just not waste anything else yet for concentration. But we can. Is anyone like hurt? Not really. Shovel's a little hurt, but that's okay. Best option, guiding bolt onto Vol. Oh. Yeah, Shovel. Those wolves don't do much. Get the kill. Ah. Okay. Use the arrows of the crossbow. According to Google, I can. Okay, cool. Then I'll definitely do that in the future. Or we could like Misty Step to like here and Thunder Wave these guys. That was it. That's the location we want to Thunder Wave them to. Kaboom! Well, I forgot I changed it to Fork. Well, they died. My dog's going nuts. Alright, I should get out of there. There's a person to shoot. And we will try some new arrows. And it does work. The dog is going nuts. You know what? We need to deal with a lot of these guys. We have a lot of arrows that we can use too. Like fire arrows. Enjoy. Until I miss. Okay. That's unnecessary. Just killed my boy Shovel. I'd rather not actually do that. But she can't make it otherwise. Oh, she's actually super close to death, too. That's no good. Bonus action. Drink a potion. And... not fork. Oh, right. I called him Shovel again. I don't know what a good play is for Karlach at the moment. She has her bow and arrow. Can she use other arrow types? Because if she can... Okay, let's see if that does anything for us. Alright, gets rid of some traps. That's kind of nice, actually. Then she'll get out of range. Shadowheart. I kind of want Shadowheart to heal. Karlach, because Karlach's our muscle. And then she'll do it again to Gale. That's why we have healers. They heal. I'm kind of willing to risk Gale's life here, just a little bit. Get rid of a few people that way. I almost don't think worrying about that thing is worth it. I'd rather deal with the guys surrounding Gale at the moment. Do I have the movement required for that? Damn. Okay. In this instance... It's always so tricky trying to pick what you want to do here in moments like this. Killing you might be more worth it right now. If it happened. Oh well. Alchemist fire. Shocking. Or not shocking. Okay. You just set up rage so she takes less damage. Should have done that sooner, probably. And then we'll kill a certain thing here. Then she'll run up for the rest of it. She has one thing left. She's gonna heal. I think healing Gale might be the option right now. And then as an action, try to get rid of this guy. Didn't do the damage you'd hope. See, these wolves are almost worthless. They don't do anything. Hello there. Nice to see you have arrived to the expert strategy that is this game. I do not employ expert strategy, but I wish to think that I do. Or I like to think that I do. Dang. Just out of range. It's almost worth to move it this way instead. He is going nuts down there. Last episode of Sierra was awesome, right? Yeah, I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people are very upset by it, which, you know, each to their own as far as I'm concerned. If you enjoyed something, that's fine. If you didn't, that's also fine. Everyone is 100% entitled to their opinion. Dang. Oh, huge. We did a ton of damage to him still. What is she at? 2. And she's standing in fire? But she's not on fire. Okay, she should be fine. What have you heard people not like about it? FF Final Fantasy boss fights, I assume is what you're saying, are always welcome in my book, and Laudna was MVP and did a big, bold move, in my opinion. So, as far as what people weren't, like, totally happy about as far as the fight went, there was a couple of things. Apparently, people are... And not apparently, because I can see where they're coming from. People are accusing some players of mild metagaming. God damn it. Of mild metagaming, and to an extent I see their point, right? Like, you know, Ashley didn't roll any perception checks to see what Laudna was doing, like how like her reaction to Breas was or anything like that. So I see some aspects of what people are saying as far as like it felt a little weird that she was able to just be aware of what was going on with the whole Breas situation and that she was helping Laudna out. But my argument for that is they've sort of been a little bit on and off being suspicious of him lately. So I get both sides of, oh, Sacred Flame actually killed somebody. Crazy. So I get people being upset about it mildly for that. There was also people thought that the boss fight wasn't like hard enough, I guess, for it to be like the final boss. Meanwhile, it's only like the first part of the fight. Like it's only phase 1. So I've always found that to be a bit of a funny thing people are upset about, right? Like, oh, this isn't like as big of a boss fight as I expected it to be. And the last thing that I know a lot of people were mildly upset about was how it seemed like Marisha had quite a few actions for that turn where she put her face in the mask. It's like they claimed that she had already done her action with the mage hand, which is fair. She definitely did do some stuff with mage hand. Do they remember the Nautagana is very similar but in different forms? Yeah, I think... I don't know. I feel like a lot of negativity has sort of resurfaced for this campaign because the campaign's ending soon. Like, I've noticed a lot of people who weren't totally big on the campaign sort of return back and started talking about it and started watching it again. So, to an extent, I see where some people are coming from, being frustrated with, like, all of them seemingly being able to do, like, a bunch of things on their turns or whatever. But my thing is, Critical Role has always played it super fast and loose with, like, rules and stuff like that. So, while I see the point of people being upset, Fern was logically observant, and she was right there. Laudna got the mask back from Breas. It was where she would look. I think peeps were disappointed it didn't end in a TBK betrayal to me. Matt was fair. Well, a lot of people are also... That was the last thing. People were accusing Matt of well, basically the exact opposite of being fair, of like leaning towards the people who want to get rid of the gods, as opposed to leaning towards like Breas and Orem who want to like keep the gods around. So there's just a lot of conversation going around, and I kind of, for me, I see the frustration in people, but I think the biggest thing that a lot of people have to remember is that if they're not playing by the book and they've never truly ever played by the book, like the book has never been their guideline. Matt Mercer's biggest rule, and he has said it from the beginning of him being like a big part of like Critical Role, and that is the rule of cool. If he thinks a rule is in the rule book that gets in the way of the players having fun, it's not going to stick around. And that, in my opinion, is what we saw a lot of. People were arguing about consistency, like how the game needs to stay consistent if they're going to be like that. But I don't know. I see their points. I understand the frustration. But as somebody who's sort of like grown to accept that they're not going to play by the rules all the time, I kind of just move on from it. The biggest thing, though, was I will give the people who say, like, Laudna had too many actions that turn. She absolutely did. She used her mage hand. That's an action to use the mage hand. And according to a handful of people, the way that she used mage hand was more indicative of a arcane trickster rogue, not her class. So a lot of people were upset by that. And again, I think people have the right to be upset. What I don't think people have the right to do is like dwell and get mad at people for not accepting that they're not playing by the rules, right? Like if some people say like, oh, whatever, they're not playing by the rules, then it's just that like they don't like, you know, people don't care. And it's just like most people homebrew a lot of rules at their own game. And I think that needs to be accepted more on actual plays or live plays. Like it needs to, like even Brennan Lee Mulligan I've seen like do the same thing where he's sort of changed a rule up or whatever and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like I see where people are coming from with their frustration. But after your frustration runs out, you can't I truly believe you can't like stay in that spot, stay in that frustration for too long, because then you're just going to start getting bitter and angry at things. I feel like a lot of critters aren't true fans, as they've always have something to complain about, whether it's gameplay, metagaming, or not liking the direction of the game, this or that. Yeah. I don't want to say they're not true fans, because they do. They enjoy D&D. They enjoy playing D&D. They get frustrated when the game isn't played the way the game should be played in their eyes. So I understand their frustration. Again, I really do. But at the same time, it's not their game. It's something that we get to watch and enjoy. And I think that's what a lot of people tend to forget when it comes to these kind of things. The fourth option was not one that Matt was obliged to accept, hence fair. Exactly. I agree with that. I agree because a lot of people were saying like he wants to skew it towards the whole getting rid of the gods thing, but the fucking option they picked is so good. The idea that they could be like mortals again is so good, and I'm going to go in depth on that on my video on Tuesday. See, our story comes first. Exactly. That's a thing a lot of other people forget as well. Like, let them play their game. Yes, it's entertainment for the people, but people aren't playing the game, they are. That's very true. I noticed they took a similar rules from this game using Misty Step and Shatter in the same turn, or Misty Step and Mage Hand, Misty Step and Scorching Ray. Honestly, I don't understand why. I've never understood that rule where you can't cast 2 leveled spells. If it's a bonus action, it should be 100% able to be done in the exact same turn as another spell. Raw, you can't cast multiple leveled spells in a single turn. Exactly. I hate that rule too. I think it's stupid. And the hate towards the cast and Matt is a big no-no as well for the rest of chat. That's why I stopped reading chat. The chat has always been like TPK, TPK, and I hate it. Whenever I see TPK, I just get so mad. Yeah, over a game, it's insane. Hot take, Brennan is a better DM than Matt. I've explained this before. I think Brennan is very, very, very good at telling, like, shorter stories. Like, that's why I think Downfall is so good, and that's why I think Calamity is so good, because they're shorter stories. As far as, like, a longer story, I don't know if Brennan can do that, because the times where he does do long-form storytelling, like 20 episode plus, I lose interest. Like, I can't watch Dimension 20. I don't know what it is. Maybe true fans wasn't the best terminology. I don't think there's true fans of anything. Star Wars is a very good example of this, where I think there's fans of different sections of things and different types of fans of whatever. And they're going to look at the other groups of fans and be like, they're fake fans, they don't really love this or blah, blah, blah. While the exact same opposite group is going to say the same thing back. So I get it and I don't get it, right? If that makes sense. I call them mechanics fans. That's true. Mechanic fans, exactly. I'm narrative characters myself. Yeah, the narrative comes first for a lot of people. I do love the idea that if they're hunting their divinity, they give up the divinity to save your life. Yeah, I think that's cool. I do like the idea of that we're seeing here now. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I do agree. After all, it burns their resources more, which is ultimately what the goal is for the DM. Matt can adapt. Brennan is a great in-depth and world building. Brennan is amazing with emotional stories and making you cry. Abria is huge on setting the scene, descriptions and such. Matt is perfect mixture of both, in my opinion. I think I've talked about it before. I loved Calamity and Downfall. It was great. I liked Abria except for the last episode she DM'd. Okay. So as far as Abria goes, I've made my opinion on Abria very clear in the past. I think Abria is very good with, like, if she gets like 8 to 10 episodes, she's very good at being able to string a story along. I think I hated Kymel. Kymel was so bad. I thought Kymel was really bad, and it's one of the few times that I've been like openly negative to Critical Role. And the reason I thought Kymel was bad is because she tried to mix in way too much stuff in 2 episodes. She tries to do a lot with very little. That's why I thought the 8 episodes of the original EXU was perfect for her, because she was able to do a lot in a very short span of time. Sorry if you guys are hearing like bashing and crashing. I explained it a bit earlier. There is construction happening in my basement currently. So, yeah. But I definitely... it felt unnecessary. Kymel absolutely felt unnecessary. Now, I do think Kymel helped build towards the episodes, the episode 91 and 92. And I think episode 91 and 92 were really, really fun. like the half episodes. The only thing I didn't like about episode 92 was the random rule change, and this was a bad rule change. When you change a rule, it should be for the players. It should be for helping them out, not screwing them over. And the thing that she did that caught a lot of fire was she made Chromatic Orb suddenly have an AoE, and it killed Cyrus. She killed a beloved NPC, which was insane. Abria needs space, Brennan needs brevity, and Matt needs respect. You know what? I think you've nailed it. I considered making a video along the lines of who is the best DM, but I don't want to do that because I know it'll start a fire between a lot of people, and I'm not interested in doing that kind of stuff. I wouldn't mind doing it, but I would have to do it in the idea that we're going to be respectful towards these people who tell great stories for us. That would be like those sort of like caveat to making the video, is that it would have to have a layer of respect. It might be the only one where I like delete comments if I were to do that. And I don't want to delete comments. That's why I haven't done it. Overall, though, as far as my opinions on episode 119, I thought it was fucking awesome. I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed the map. The fucking Predathos mini was really cool. And instead of them, like, getting rid of the gods outright, they've done something really cool to make me really excited for the potential futures, potential one-shots, potential campaigns, potential characters. I think it could be really cool. But I'm going to go in depth on Tuesday on that because that is the next video where I talk about that future, which I think will be a lot of fun. I agree, and there were other ways they could have killed Cyrus if that was her goal, rather than changing the rules. Oh, absolutely. Changing the rule was the worst choice she could have made. It really didn't do that good of a job for her. C4 would be awesome with a DM row, like a rotation. I don't know about that. I don't know about completely rotating them out unless Matt is going to be a permanent player. I think they could do that. If they're not going to keep Robbie, for campaign 4, and they want 8 players at the table, 8 players in a DM, I think you could do campaign 4 with Brendan Lee Mulligan and then have Matt play. I think that could be a nice little mix up and they would be able to have a lot more fun that way. She could have had a potion on the ground and have Dorian pick it up to heal his brother and find out it was a poison. That's not a bad idea. And yeah, I wouldn't have changed the rules to make it fit the narrative. True. Do you think campaign 4 will be 5e 2024 rules or Daggerheart? After episode 119, it's going to be Daggerheart. So, with the backlash and the heat they're getting from episode 119, that is all they're going to need for them to be like, okay, we're going to switch to the more loosey-goosey style of Daggerheart. I 100% believe, because of how all of this has gone down, Daggerheart is going to be campaign 4. 100%. Whether it's in Exandria, I don't know. Whether it's like a completely different world, Umbra maybe, I don't know. But because of the backlash that they're getting from this episode, I can 100% see them switching to Daggerheart now. Which, isn't the greatest thing for a lot of people. I'm sort of torn on the idea, really. I think that as long as they're still telling good stories, I don't give a shit and I'm going to watch. But I definitely think Daggerheart is the likely outcome now because of what's happening. And I by no means mean to blame people for that. I just think that that's the likely scenario that they're going to catch themselves in with, like, the fact that people are kind of upset with them. But if they're in charge of the rules, then they can't really get mad. Like, people can't really get mad at them, right? So, I don't know. As far as if they don't do that, do I think they're going to stick with, like, 5e or if they're going to switch to 2024 rules? I don't know. I think 2024 rules is an option. That's my opinion. I think it should be 2024, but they'll likely go with Daggerheart. I would love Matt being a player. So would I. I mean, the fact that he was a player as Dariax, and the unfortunate truth about him playing as Dariax is he had to play a stupid character so he wouldn't like ruin the lore of like Exandria, which is the very unfortunate truth behind Dariax. He had to play like a dumb himbo type character to not affect the lore of the world. Matt could play off days. Liam could switch with Matt to keep Robbie. Yeah, I mean, I'm much more of a, like, when I play D&D, like, I like to, like, not have any of my friends miss a game, so we'll just outright cancel our games if someone's not going to be able to be there. So for me, I would rather, like, everyone just stay consistent where they're supposed to be. If we're going to rotate Matt out of DM, he should be a player, and they should bring somebody in to be a permanent DM. Maybe Liam could be a permanent DM, who knows? That could be a lot of fun as an option. But as far as, like, having like a rotation, I don't know if I'm like super big on like the whole shared thing. And I think a lot of people would also be in that same boat. Daggerheart. Oh wait, hang on. I likely won't watch for the main reason, or I don't want to have to learn a whole new system. Yeah, I mean, I think the only time where that'll be a problem is combat. Outside of that, the narrative will still be fine. Daggerheart is a narrative-focused and mechanics player, and narrative-focused and mechanics players will probably drop off on it if they drop D&D. I agree. I think they're going to have a massive drop-off in people if they do switch from D&D. Yeah, I might change my mind if I like the first few episodes, but it depends. It makes sense if you want to sell a system, you have to play the system. It's technically not theirs, right? Like, it's technically not their system from what I've been gathering. Like, they are a part of it, but it's not them specifically. It's kind of weird to explain. I think there's a good video out there explaining it more in depth as to what exactly the relationship between them is. I feel like more so it's more like Critical Role as a branding tool for Daggerheart, as opposed to them being like true showrunners for the whole thing. Dariax is one of my favorite characters, and I agree. I think he's a lot of fun, but the unfortunate truth behind Dariax is that he is there because Matt can't spoil things. Like, the whole reason he exists that way. We're the same way, but that's only because I have 3 players. Same. There's only the 4 of us. There's me and my brother and my 2 friends who play. We used to have 5, but that changed. Having Brennan or Spencer from Candela world to keep Matt in the dark places. Missing one player makes a huge difference rather than groups of 5 and 4 or 5 or 7. Yeah, I think bigger groups having more people, it makes it a little easier for them to like push a character to the back for a while. But
Of course.
I personally don't like that, but obviously it's because I have a small group, so it doesn't really matter as far as that goes. But we have more metal. Oh wait, I shouldn't be selling stuff. I should get my boy Astarion. See, the thing about it, like the whole oh.
Good morning. How do you feel?
A little woozy.
Just be glad I'm not a true vampire. A bite from them and you might wake up as a vampire spawn, like my good self. All of a vampire's hunger, but few of their powers.
Cyrus's death was great for Dorian, but I understand the way we got there is gonna brush people off the wrong. Oh, for sure. I think he needed to die to push Dorian to get back to where he should have been. But yeah, I think she went about it the wrong way. But as far as them switching to Daggerheart, I've sort of shifted to more so believing they will after the last episode and like the whole backlash and stuff. You know, I think another thing that kind of sucks about a lot of it right now is
I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. standing in the sun, waiting
I'll
for
continue
a
that
river,
thought in a minute.
wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time.
Yeah, so I think after this last episode, they're probably leaning towards the shift into Daggerheart full time. I'm still sort of 50-50 on it. And if I like it or not, I don't know. All I do know for sure is that I will be continuing to like do this same thing that I've been doing before. I know my channel will get fucking crushed if that does happen. Like if they do change, like the fall off of my channel is gonna be so funny. Just the fact that like, and like it's been so cool to like have like 1,000 views on every episode, 1,000+ views on every video that I make, and then I just know that after the switch to Daggerheart, it's gonna cripple mine, which will be funny to watch. If you're here for the vibes and story and characters, you're more likely to stick with them after the switch. Oh, that's yeah. I love the storytelling. I started watching Critical Role because I needed more D&D, and I stayed for everything else. I will still be here. Oh, that's good.
That's my theory. But
I know a handful of people will still be.
I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations.
In my
I was
fanfics.
worried people
Thank
might
God.
turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
Well, we all have a monster inside us, of one sort or another.
Some of us more than others, but yes.
I trust him. He's not going to hurt us.
Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty to work together as a team.
Maybe we could get him to wear a bell. Dissuade any nighttime prowling.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Did I like the last one? Yeah, it was a continuation of the one from before, right? They're it's funny to read them. It's so much fun. I'll be here too. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to stick around whether it's shift or not. But yeah, I definitely can feel if that happens, there's going to be a fall off. Yes, I enjoyed the last one, and I will be looking forward to the next one as well. Dream. You ever get confused for a different dream? One that people don't like anymore? I don't even know what happened with that. I just know that people don't like him anymore.
So, Will did the right thing, and it earned him a set of horns. Let that be a lesson to us all.
I met a monster hunter in the swamp. He was looking for you.
What? Who? What happened?
He was a gur named Gandrel.
A gur? What are those vagabonds? Why would they... Cazador. Of course he'd send a gur to hunt me down.
And who exactly is Cazador?
Cazador Zar is a vampire lord in Baldur's Gate. The patriarch of his coven and a monster obsessed with power. He turned
Thank you,
me
Temple.
nearly
I'm glad you'll be
200
here, too.
years ago. I became his spawn, and he became my tormentor.
Why? What's so special about the gur people?
First, they make excellent monster hunters, so find a vampire spawn sounds perfectly reasonable to them. Second, they're the reason I'm like this in the first place. It was a group of gur that attacked me that night in Baldur's Gate. I would have died had Cazador not appeared and saved me.
Vampires, the master manipulators. What would be the craziest plot twist in the next episode? Everyone pitch and go. I think the craziest thing that would happen is if Orem switched sides and elected that using the power wasn't the greatest idea and that he kills Imogen. And listen, it's been foreshadowed in the past that he's willing to do it, right? Keyleth asked him to do it. He and Fern have talked about it happening. Opal versus the Bell's Hells. Don't break my heart. Keyleth asked him to do it. Fern and Dorian have, or Fern and Orem have talked about putting Imogen down if they have to, and then Imogen literally asked the party if she doesn't control herself properly to put her down. I get the feeling Orem will step up to do it, and I get the feeling he's gonna do it potentially whether he agrees to it or not. And with like in episode 118 when he was like conflicted and just shut off, I think that was sort of leaning in that direction. I definitely think that there is some sort of potential Orem just cuts down poor Imogen. So I think there's a chance. Saved you from turning into a vampire slave?
Well, he didn't mention the slave clause at the time. And now he sends a Gur monster hunter for me. It's a message. He's reminding me of his power. Even in the middle of nowhere, he can reach me. And he wants me back.
Don't worry, you're safe with me.
Safe? You think I'm safe? Do you know the power a vampire lord possesses? He can change shape, turn into mist, call wolves to do his bidding, shrug off blows like they're nothing. He could walk into our camp tonight and kill you with his bare hands. And you'd be lucky if death was the worst thing that happened to you.
Second calamity from the gods rather than accept the deal. Imogen and Laudna versus the rest of the Bell's Hells. While it would be entertaining, I don't see it. I think there's too many people who side with Imogen and Laudna in this. I think if we're going to see anybody versus the Bell's Hells, it's going to be Orem, Breus, and maybe Fern. If Fern elects that this is like too far, I could see it happening that way. Breus could cut down any number of the group too. Yeah, exactly. I think Breus and Orem, in my opinion, are like the two who, if there's going to be someone to turn, that'll be it. And then we're going to get some people who are fighting them. And then I think from there, the lines will be crossed and we'll see who sides with who. I feel like Chetney might see reason and choose not to use the power. Matron and the Archheart fight the rest of the gods. The Archheart's going to run. He's a coward. He's already gone. The Archheart's gone. He's gone. Asmodeus and the other betrayer gods versus the prime deities and Prodothogen. See, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. I think that's an interesting outcome. But we shall see. They have to either agree or not to agree. That's the issue, right? We still don't have a good feeling on whether the betrayer gods are going to accept. I feel like the prime deities are going to be okay with it. But whether or not the betrayer gods are going to be okay with it, then who knows? Vampires aren't invincible. We can take them.
You don't understand. You don't know him. Just trust me when I say we need to be careful. He'll send more lackeys. He has plenty of souls to command. We just have to be vigilant, keep our wits about us, and kill any monster hunters on sight.
Chet explodes from suckling Predathos. At first I thought you just said sucking, which I understood what you meant, but suckling? The wording.
If you lost a follower or two, I prefer to travel in smaller groups. It's more intimate.
Shadowheart needs a rest.
Excellent. Now that
Oh goodness, a level up for the Bard.
don't touch me.
I highly doubt the betrayers are willing to give up their power for their lives. Yeah, I unfortunately think that's true. But the weird thing is, we know like the gods are weirdly like against killing their brethren, right? Like the ones who are okay with killing their brethren are the betrayer gods. They're the ones who are like, okay, if we're gonna have to kill people off, we're gonna kill people off. But like the prime deities just refuse to do it for some reason, and that was like part of the whole. That was part of the issue in Downfall, right? Where they were just like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna kill our brethren off. For that matter, I doubt half the Prime deities will do the same. I don't know about that. I think the Prime deities are a lot more willing to give things up. But I meant suck with the quintessence. I know what you meant. It's just that the fact that it was just funny to read. I don't know why. But as far as the Prime deities, I think for the most part they're gonna be okay with it, especially someone like the Changebringer, because it's literally in her name. Okay, I meant suck with the quintessence array, and it explodes because it's a god eater, and Chetney rolls a 100. Oh, don't hurt me like that.
Bits and bobs I no longer need.
Don't hurt me like that. You hurt me every time. Not if they believe them and their power are the key to protecting the people. I could be wrong, though. Been wrong before. Yeah, we've all been wrong before. I mean, I see what you're saying, and I agree. I definitely think there's a very big chance that the Prime deities even aren't on board with the idea of potentially being killed off. Or not killed off, but effectively like losing their immortality. So I see the point of, you know, people being a little hesitant to think it's going to happen. But at the same time, come on. I do think there's a very, very good chance that we see it happen. They could be too prideful. Agreed. I think the Dawnfather might be in that listing of people who's a little too prideful. Delilah gets fused with Predathos, and we get phase 3 when it comes to when it swallows Laudna. Oh Jesus! Now we're just killing characters off. But that could be interesting. That could be very interesting for that character to be killed off. Sweet potato. Mushroom soup. Clamshells don't give anything. Interesting. For some reason I thought it did. Gloves of missile snaring. Not worth it. Not worth getting. Heavy armor, chainmail. 260. What is she currently wearing? Oh crap, I have to look at the inventory. Delilah revealed to be Rudisborn. Jesus. Could you imagine a villain being revealed to... That's crazy. I like it too much. That's crazy. She already has the exact same armor. Okay. We're not going to worry about it then. Yeah, that would be something else for her to be revealed to be a Rudisborn of some kind. And I kind of wonder if Fern would ever have the ability to be an exaltant. You know, like that whole thing of, you know, it being like a super like special thing that only a handful of people get. We saw some random ass weakling dude turn into a exaltant. So I feel like there's a chance that anyone could do it. Because if you guys think back to when Ludinus picked up Fern during the fight where they were like in the lava pit, I think there's a chance that Ludinus saw potential there and was like, oh, you could be exaltant. But that's just weird headcanon-y stuff that I'm thinking to myself. So who knows?
I've got a long road ahead.
Endgame duel with the gods and Predathos and everyone. And a resurrected clone Ludinus in a mech. Oh, Jesus. That's another thing. Where the fuck did Ludinus and Ira go? Because they're still around. They're not, like, dead. They're still somewhere. Which is problematic, to say the least. Okay. I think we've basically run dry of most fights down here. I think. She could still go exaltant in the final. I think that's possible. I definitely believe it's a true possibility that she could become a exaltant. Oh wait, there's a fight up here. What are we at spell-wise? Gale is completely dry. I'd rather have 2 of these. 2 spells is better than none. She has 2 rages, and he is full on everything. So we're probably fine with this fight. We're probably fine.
Let's move.
I do think there's a chance, a very small chance. Oh wait, this fight didn't happen. Because I'm a drow. Right. That's awesome. Imogen goes exultant and dies, saving Laudna to say goodbye, my lover. Oh, jeez. You're hurting me. They come in and they try to stop the Bell's Hells when they're weak from the Predathos fight. Yeah. I think Ira is still secretly like a villain. So, who knows? It's anything's possible. Alright, well. Here goes literally everything. Oh, I think I'm the wrong character. I should have been a different character here.
No chicken. Tastes like fish. Gentlemen, contain yourselves. This quarrel sours our feast. Besides, tastes like pork. And what surprise is this? Brothers, look here. I have eyed yet another prize. Fortune favors our bellies. Stranger.
Here's where you can get the headband of intellect, yeah.
Friend or food. The mark is her measure. Show us the brand of the absolute.
I'll do you one better. I'm one of the absolute's chosen disciples. Here goes everything. Okay. Phew.
Indeed. How regrettable that your meat must go unsavored. Food? Food. Not food. Friend.
Imogen achieves exultant god from her, or forms Super Saiyan from eating Vordo as an exultant. Yeah, I kind of wish she got to eat Ethodoc as well, but unfortunately she didn't get to. I've noticed you don't bear a brand of your own. You're quite the articulate ogre.
Am I not astonishing? A robust diet makes for a shrewd mind, you see. I am a gourmand, and you a delicacy. Were I so lucky?
And can bend fate. The issue with that, I could see it if Vordo was recently eaten and he was still the god of fate. Unfortunately, I don't believe he is the god of fate anymore. So that unfortunate. The Diary of Lump, the Enlightened. I'll take it off him later. I've seen a few other ogres in these parts. Few other ogres.
We follow the sense of blood and gold to all lands fertile, friend. And this land proves particularly fruitful.
Didn't I ask that already? Maybe I didn't. I noticed you don't bear the brand of your own.
I've no use for the absolute, or any god. I follow 2 masters only. Gluttony and greed. The goblins understand my appetites. They sate my hunger for gold. And the rest sate my hunger for meat. Boss goblin give gold. We check brand. Good deal. No talk.
And Imogen uses the ley lines like Leyrin did in Calamity with Ashen's help. See, I'm curious how the ley lines will affect things. Because now we're like super well aware of them and their presence, and other people are going to be aware of them as well. and what they do exactly. So I'm very curious how they do play into like the future of things in like Sephiroth and Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I am definitely very intrigued to how the ley lines are going to do things. I would love for them to be able to expand more on like stuff with Ashton and like give full on answers for like all of that stuff. And then same with like what happens to Ludinus and Ira if they don't explain it in the rest of the campaign. You know, there's a lot of stuff they can do. It's why it kind of sucks that the campaign is like going to end, right? Campaign 3 is either going to end on Thursday. I think this is is there still one more Thursday this month, or are they going to take another break? I don't even know if that's happening or not. There's still, so next Thursday is the 23rd, and then the Thursday after that will be the one they take a break on. So that's fine. So I think the next episode could be the last. There's a chance. Forget goblins, you should be fighting for me.
I am, by all accounts,
God Mode Imogen fights for Dothos in space.
and extortion. Make me an offer. Tempt me.
Rogue Deception. God Mode Imogen fights Predathos in space. All I saw in that moment when you said that was the end of Sonic Adventure 2, when Sonic and Shadow are like Super Sonic and Super Shadow, and Crush 40's playing in the background. Let's go. Deception check. Come on. Oh, we just needed a 5. Okay, we should be fine. We should be fine. And we got it.
A twice-played serenade to my ears, my tasty kibble. We have a bargain. Take my bone horn. One blow, and the ground will quake with my family name. Use it when the need arises, and never a moment before. Ogre kill everyone around, then Ogre eats them. Well spoken, indeed. Ogre kill everyone around. We will keep close. When you are ready, sound the horn.
Okay, so confession that I have to make. You just brought up how you were like, and fans would play Live and Learn in their fan vids. For the last like 30 seconds, in my head, I've just been singing Live and Learn. Live and Learn. Escape from the City's better, though. Just saying. God, that game was so good back in the day. It's still fun to play. Like that's such a good game. Fans versus Bells Hells versus Mighty Nine versus Vox Machina. Listen, the Mighty Nine win that fight every day of the week. The Mighty Nine is stupidly so much better built wise than everyone else. Like, they have the best builds, the best classes, 50 DMs, holy crap. They have the best builds, the best classes, just the best. They're the best. The Mighty Nine, they rock. Ouch, what just happened?
At least things have stayed interesting.
And the fans get TPK'd. No, please don't totally kill us all off. That's how they finish. That's how they stop playing Critical Role. They TPK us all. That would be wild.
Someone's diary.
Why don't I just press Y on books?
Explain what happened here.
Folly and the Fall? What? Okay. I think there's a couple of fights down the well. We're not going to do the big-ass spider fight yet, because that's a fucking mistake.
Apart from an overgrowth of moss, the well looks unremarkable.
Investigation. I'm not going to use that. That's just not worth doing.
Dry stones line the wall. At the bottom, something gleams in the dappled light.
climb down the bucket rope.
Better be careful. Those webs carry vibrations.
And only resurrect you if you like Daggerheart. Well, I'm fucked. I shouldn't say that. It's not that I don't like Daggerheart. It's just that I like D&D more than I like Daggerheart. Oh, a violin. I wonder how many people like genuinely, and I mean genuinely, like Daggerheart more than they like D&D. Because I feel like a lot of people who like Daggerheart are going to like it because it's connected to D&D. Or sorry, to Critical Role. Right? So, you know. I don't know how many people truly like it more. I'm curious to see like what the actual numbers are. Flaming Sphere. We got a lot of spells to teach this guy, don't we? Blur, Darkness, False Life, Flaming Sphere, Mel's Acid, Arrow, or the story character's vibe, or your YouTube channel is called Zodiac Bandit. Sweet. I like that. It keeps me around. Just keep me around, that's all that matters. Alright, we're good with those spells for now. He can get one more spell on the spell list. Let's just go with this. Flaming Sphere is good.
Still breathing. Despite
Mirror Image is always good. Does he not have that? Did I like just completely skip that? We got lots of gold. We're going to do it. What level is Mirror Image? It's level 2. We don't have any level 2 slots at the moment, but when we do, we will use that. See Invisible can come in handy. There's a specific moment in the game later that I know of where it will become very handy. Okay. Oh, geez, we're going to get seen by that guy. I don't want to get caught up in a fight with too many of them at once. I'd rather somehow sneak behind them. You know, words come out of my mouth at alarmingly slow rates, I swear. Time to die. I guess I could have fire arrowed him. Oh well. The Danse Macabre. That's a spell we can get later. Heat metal. Inventory. Shoot. Something tells me this will be useful. Yeah, cutting works. Works for me. Waste your turn getting to us. Oh, geez, they have web. For real, though, I reckon if the fight's over by break, it's the last episode. Oh, for sure. For sure. That's a good spell, too. Yeah, we'll get to Danse Macabre later. Oof. When did I get so hurt? When did that happen? I must have looked away in the brief moments of that happening. 31 damage. I feel like we should just start killing this thing off. Time to die, sucker. Dang. I definitely did. I got hit by like some sort of acid splash by this one that's over here now. So we're going to just neatly enjoy that. Take this. Shoot this bitch. That's what you get. And we're going to move out of the toxic. He's going to heal up. And then he's going to stab. Disadvantage because of poison. Shouldn't I have advantage because my friend? Oh, I don't want to waste a spell yet. 1 to 4 damage ain't worth it. I'm just going to stab him. Okay. No, you should have died, you wanker. Oh, he got critted. That's no good. We'll get him later. Or we'll get him now. There it is. Potion of speed. Just go there. And then enjoy fire, jackass.
Let's cook with fire, baby.
You thought you could run? Not from me, bitch. This thing's almost dead. But I'd rather turn. Ah, damn. Okay, if that thing's going to die next turn because it's on fire, I might as well just stab this one right next to me. Crap. I feel like I shouldn't risk it. Just drink up a little bit and hide. Oh, not what I want. What's that? See, I'm one of those people who gets distracted by shiny things. Do you have Lesser Restoration? Gets the poison off. Not gonna lie, I loved all of C3, EXU, Chimal, Downfall, Calamity, all of it. I never dropped off and hated when fans soured on it in places. All in all, great campaign. I agree with you. But I also understand, like, people's frustrations of this is different from what I liked before, right? That was a lot of the issues that a lot of people had with it, is that it was just different from what they had. They missed those older characters. And I truly believe that that is a reasonable thing to be, like, mildly upset about, right? If you're going to be upset because you love something, I get it. So, you know, I can't be too mad at people for being upset by something. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. Especially as a fan who loves it. It is still frustrating to see, like, people get a little bit upset and heated when it's just not necessary. Toxic again? That's so annoying. Come on, die. There we go. Phew! We made it. Very close, let me tell you. Yeah, I think to be upset is, like, if you're upset because it's different from the previous campaigns, then you have a valid reason to be upset, because it is different. It's not the same as what came before, but they said it was going to be different, much like how you said that just then. They did say it was going to be different from prior campaigns. So, if you're upset, they warned you it was going to be different. That being said, it's a 3-year commitment at the minimum for like a different campaign, right? So they have to wait 3 years to potentially see something that's like what they liked before. But at the same time, they have to wait years, and maybe what they get later still isn't what they want. So if you're just going to be upset all the time, then you're realistically never going to find something that you enjoy. You're better off going elsewhere at that point. God dang it, I didn't want to press the button. And sometimes the best thing that you can do is to just walk away, right? This thing that you enjoy, this thing that you love, the best thing you can do right now is to take space from it and let it sort of become its own thing. And if you come back and it's still not something you want to be a part of, then you don't have to be a part of it. No one's ever forced anyone to be into Critical Role, right? So, a little odd that people get in such a way, but it is what it is. Okay, Rusted Blade. There's nothing really here catching my eye. Where's the little walkway up? There it is. Yeah, they did say it was going to be a different campaign. So, people who are upset that it's different, we get you're upset because it's different, but you were warned. And what's funny is some people would be upset by that. Be like, well, I don't care if I was warned. Well, at that point, you're just a hater. It's immune to slashing, isn't it? Yeah. Are you kidding me? I have to use Gale. Okay, we're going to be here for a minute. Jay Martin did a great video on fan expectations with Season 3. I should watch that then. Because I was saying it earlier, actually. Most videos that I've seen as of late have been negative towards Critical Role. Right? Like, I've just seen a bunch of negativity surrounding everything that's going on with Campaign 3, Daggerheart. I don't want to call any channels out because that's just, not what I'm here for. She can't do it because I don't want to change her weapon to something bludgeoning. But it's fine. He got it. He broke the thing. But, I don't want to point out a lot of people who have said negative things, especially very recently, because I'm very tapped in on YouTube. I'm very tapped in on YouTube, and I see a lot of these videos and a lot of these YouTube shorts and everything like that that sort of point negatively towards Critical Role, right? So for me, I've seen a lot of negativity, and negativity breeds negativity. More people are going to see these opinions and be like, oh, I agree with this. It's negative. It's bad, whatever, right? So it's what happens. I wish it wasn't the case because seeing that much negativity is never fun. It happened with Star Wars, right? Like, there was a lot of negativity surrounding like the Star Wars stuff, and as somebody who just loves Star Wars for loving Star Wars, like, I don't give a shit what it is, like what era, prequel era, sequel era, original trilogy, I will always love Star Wars no matter what it is. That's why I always laugh when someone tries to use Star Wars as an excuse to why they don't like Campaign 3, because I'm sitting here like, well, I disagree, because I like it all. So there's just a lot of negativity just in general surrounding a lot of what's going on for Critical Role right now. So as far as I'm concerned, whenever I see a lot of it, I always just laugh, because I know that there's a certain group of people who aren't going to like something. There's a certain group of people who will like something, and you're just never going to meet somebody who's going to 100% agree or 100% dis- What just happened? I did not click outside. What just happened? That's... what? I've never seen that happen before. Okay. But I think that's a funny I don't care for the newest Star Wars. The lightsaber fights seemed a lot less choreographed. I liked the animated series better there. During the live show, with the Assassin's Creed one shot, I got into a debate with someone who was very dismissive of Campaign 3 to an unbalanced degree and said it was okay because I will hate C4. He didn't get it. He said it's okay because he's going to hate Campaign 4, a thing that isn't even out yet. That's a crazy thing to read. It seemed like they took lightsaber fights and were like, let's not worry about them as much and focus on, well, which is, okay, let's not focus on the lightsaber fights as much and let's focus on the women, which is fine. Have nothing against women. Okay. But I will say as far as Star Wars goes, I will always love it. The story comes first, and I've always been a big hater of the prequel trilogy fights. I think they're too choreographed. But as far as the person claiming they're already gonna hate, I said that as a joke and he took it serious. That's fucking wild to me. That's so crazy. That's insane. That somebody's like, oh, I'm gonna have to, I already hate Campaign 4. That's so stupid. That's not even fair to Campaign 4. But, yeah. But also, every movie that comes out has to have a female protagonist / hero. There has been a lot of that. But I think, it is what it is. We go in and out of these sort of things of movies doing that and stuff. But as far as Campaign 4 and, people not liking Critical Role, as of right now, it's very negative. But the people who are still going to be around and be positive about it are always going to be around and be positive about it, right? I'm always going to try to do my best to be positive with it. I know a lot of us are going to do the same thing. And I think that no matter what, these fans, the type of fans who are going to just enjoy it, are always going to be around. And that's always going to be okay. So, with that being said, I do have to run because the construction downstairs is getting out of hand and I have to go join. So, thank you guys for watching. And we will pick it up next time. I'm all for strong women leads, but not every movie in every series. That's fair. Like Lara Croft, but not every Tomb Raider is a woman. I thought the whole point was it's called Lara Croft Tomb Raider. But I don't know. I haven't played those games in ages. But anyway, I will see you guys next Sunday for the next stream. And yeah, we keep it positive. We got to keep things positive moving forward, especially with some trying times coming up as TikTok gets banned in the US. That's a joke. But anyway, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for chatting. It's always a lot of fun. Peace.